Hi, I'm Amanda Mertz at Did You Stamp Today, and today I'm going to show you how to make this pop and flip card. It's a fun fold, fancy fold, whatever you call it, but you open it up and the little turtle shows up on the inside and the outside. So my stampers made this at class the other day, and I'm making a quick video tutorial to show all the measurements and where to put your adhesive so you can make this fun fold. All right, let's get started. Okay, let's get started on the first steps to making this pop and flip card. First, you're just going to take your card base, which is a basic A2 size card base, and you're just going to score it at 4 1/4. That's pretty normal. And you just set that aside. I'll show you what to do with that next. We'll do all the scoring at one time. All right, and this is a piece of 3 by 4, just the same color as the base, so it blends in when you open it up. And let me center this a little bit better. You're going to score at 1, 2, and 3. That's it for that piece. So 3 scores, so then you end up with 4 sections. And this is a piece of 3/4 inch by 2 1/4. And that one you're just going to score at 1. So then you have one side that's a little bit shorter than the other side. So that's going to be your tab, which holds your circle in the opening. And that's it for the scoreboard. Okay, let's get started. So we've got our card base that we just scored, and we have a piece of Regency Park Designer Series paper in this multicolored pattern. This is the other side, but we're going to use this one. And we're just going to adhere the Designer Series paper to the card front, and it's just 1/4 inch smaller, so it's 4 by 5 1/4. And just put your adhesive on the outside edge, and you'll see why in a second. And just put that on, because we're going to use our stitched or stylish shapes die. Of course, I didn't have it handy. Our stylish shape die, and we're just going to cut out our center piece. So if you don't put your glue in the center or your adhesive in the center, you'll end up with 2 offcuts. So you'll have the Designer Series paper offcut, and then the Night of Navy offcut from the center that you can use on another project. So I'm just going to cut that out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've cut our circle out of our card front, and like I said, so you'll have these 2 pieces that you can use for another project, just to set them aside. All right, now we can get into building our mechanism for doing the pop-up. So you can see the side view here. We're going to make this little box and then have this little tab that holds the turtle. So let's get started. I'll show you exactly where you need to place all of your adhesive. Now you can use Stamp and Seal Plus. I prefer tear tape. I have a problem with the Stamp and Seal. I cannot seem to make it work. It just gets all over the place. So we're going to use this, and I'm an old school red sticky tape user too. So this was the next best thing when this came out, to use that. So, all right, so you're going to just fold your 3 by 4 in half. You're going to, at the top, the open top, you're just going to put 1 strip of tear and tape, and then another strip of tear and tape, and then you're just going to flip it over. It's still open at the top, and at the very top you're just going to do 1. Now this is really important, so your adhesive is all in the right spot and it doesn't stick out in spots that it shouldn't and prevent your circle from popping up. So you don't want it all to get stuck together. So pull out your card base, open it up, and peel off just the side with the two strips. All right, and then line it up just under your center crease, centered with the circle. Close down, give it a good burnish, and open it back up. Now you peel off the single-sided one. And close it back up again. And boom, there you've got the first step. And now take your tab where you've got your long side and your short side, and we are just going to do on the long side. So if you can see how, there, that's a better view. You're just going to put a little bit of adhesive, again, whatever you prefer. I'm using tear and tape. You're just going to do 2 little tabs right at the very top. And this is important so it doesn't stick over the square tube that you've built and prevent your circle from popping up. And then on the short side, you're going to do just a little bit also, but that's all going to get covered by your circle, so you don't need to worry about exactly where on the tab. So the first one we're going to do the side with the 2 little pieces, which is the longer side, and you're just going to line it up on top of the little tube box and give it a good press. All right, and then wait until the very end when you're ready to attach your image circle on. Just leave these covered so you don't want it to end up sticking to something while you're working on other pieces. So I'll get right back with the rest of the card to put together, but that is your whole mechanism. See, it was super easy. It was your 3 scores for the box and your 1 score for the tab, and it's just important that you don't get any extra adhesive sticking out any place so that it stays free moving. All right, now on to the next step. All right, now we're going to do the stamping part of our pop and flip card. So we're using Playing in the Rain, the little turtle, and the little flowers. You're just going to use basic white. We're just going to ink up our turtle. Just stamp him right in the center, or her. I just assume it's a boy turtle. And we're just going to do a little bit of flowers right here. And I'll show you what this strip is. It might not be super apparent. So it's the insert to the inside of your card. So since we've got our pop-up mechanism up here, it takes up a little bit of that space. So we just have a 3 by 5 1/4 inch strip of basic white to fit in there. And I'm going to go ahead and color. Let's see, all of my colors here. I'll show you what we've got. So we've got Petal Pink Light and Dark, we've got Shaded Spruce Light and Dark, and we've got Daffodil Delight Light and Dark. So I will color that and I will be right back. Okay, I've got all my pieces colored and we're ready to put the finishing touches on the card. The first thing we're going to do is put our circle with our turtle right on the pop-up mechanism, and super easy, just peel off the backing of your adhesive. Maybe you'll have better luck than me. And just line up your turtle right in the center of your opening, and there it is. Super cute. Next, we're going to put our insert. And just slide that right in. Add a few of our adhesive backed dots, and I think the color on this paper and these dots is Mango Melody, but since we don't have current Mango Melody Stampin' Blends, the Daffodil Delight stands in pretty well. So if you're wondering why I use Daffodil Delight blends on this instead of Mango Melody, we don't have them. We used to, and I only have my dark Mango Melody still juicy. The light one went kaput a while ago, so I really like that color, and maybe they'll bring it back. We can always hope. Then the last bit, right at the end of the roll, going to put a little bit of this Night of Navy, what is it called? Bordered ribbon. And that goes with the whole suite with the Regency Park paper and the Sentimental Park stamp set and the Petal Park stamp set. That whole suite has the most gorgeous, let's see, I think we're going to do about 8 inches here. And since after I designed this, it looked a little bit bare, and I'm like, we need to add a ribbon or something. And you can't really put too much on and around the circle because then it won't open. So I figured a little bow or knot right here would be just right, just to jazz it up a little bit, because it's a little bit busy with all the paper, so you don't want to cover up the pretty design, but it needed a little something. So just do a little bit of, let's see, that way. And there we go. And now we have this one, all the ribbon scraps. So there it is. I hope you'll follow along and make one of your own. Tag me if you make one of your own on social media so I can see your version. I'd love to see it. Feel free, you know, play around with it. Use heart cutouts, use rectangles, use eggs. One of my customers immediately saw this card and knew she wanted to make use an oval for Easter cards and put a little bunny in the pop-up. So I can't wait to see what you all make with this. Thanks so much for stamping with me at Did You Stamp Today?